Yo, what's up everybody? Elvin Redwood here. Today we're going to be talking about IGN. More notably, they're kind of popular right now, at least on Threads, considering that I've experienced 3 posts about them. There was one in specific that caught my eye that I kind of wanted to do a response to. Of course, it's a little bit weird saying that I'm going to do a response to something that somebody won't directly see, but it's whatever. You guys will see it. You guys can give me your feedback, and you guys will also hear some drama that's going on the internet. And I know how much the internet loves drama. So long story short, IGN posts their Switch 2 review, giving it a 7. This one person was very not happy on Threads. They said, "To laughing with crying emoji, you can't spell ignorant without IGN. They hate them so much," referring to Nintendo, of course. And then they posted a screenshot of their tweet saying the Nintendo Switch 2 has to face a problem the original didn't: handheld gaming PCs. Now, I want to say from my perspective, I think that's false. Handheld gaming PCs are still technically PCs, even though they are consoles, from my perspective, because when you still load into games, while they might look and play better than what they would on the Switch 2, that's also because you have so many options that you basically have to optimize games yourself. It's still a little PC, and that comes with PC problems. And of course, like I said earlier, or in my last video, we that are on PC for a good bit of time already, we basically don't realize we do it, but with every game that comes out, we're figuring out why is my frames dropping? Why does it have screen tearing, things like that, right? Meanwhile, people that have a Switch 2, and a lot of the 3.5 million people that did buy one, those are very plug and play people. They don't care about the PC aspect, or they don't care about the graphics. They don't care about all this stuff. And maybe they do, but not enough to where they care about bugging themselves or going out of their way to fix stuff, right? They also posted the PlayStation Portal receiving an 8 and the Wii U receiving a 7.6. Keep in mind, the Wii U came out forever ago, and I'm sure for its time, 7.6 seems appropriate. In the PlayStation Portal, while it is newer, it doesn't need to do the same things the Switch 2 does. Switch 2 specifically is its own hardware, basically. Meanwhile, the PlayStation Portal is it's a piece of hardware, but its only purpose is to not necessarily emulate, but it's like a wireless monitor, right? So its only real job is to connect to the internet and grab the video that your console's already doing all the hard work to generate, right? Meanwhile, the Switch 2, you can put games in it, you can play on or offline, and being online is a big factor for the PlayStation Portal. So again, it's basically a wireless monitor. That's its only real purpose. And as long as it connects you properly and streams games good. So for example, if this PlayStation Portal has good signal and appropriate response time and things like that, and it doesn't feel too laggy, then it's doing its job. Meanwhile, the Switch 2 obviously isn't going to have that lag. It's basically dependent on its hardware, how it's going to run stuff, and it's just a completely different review. So for me, I don't understand how you can be mad about that. However, I did go on and comment or post a response to this. I said, I think the Switch 2 is good. I like mine. It's not great. When I bought my Switch 1, it was good, but not great. They are fun little consoles, but don't compete with current next-gen systems. The Switch 2 would have been great if it came out when the Steam Deck did, or when the Series X and PS5 came out. I know it's Nintendo, and they have great nostalgic titles, but performance has always been last gen, with great games that are stuck with last gen performance. There's always a bottleneck. I went on to clarify and expand on this idea. I said, I really hope those of you that read that also understand that I'm not dogging the Switch 2 or the games that will inevitably come out. Something Nintendo hasn't done that Xbox and PlayStation have is ruin some of the franchises we love. Halo and The Last of Us come to mind. Almost all Nintendo titles that come out still excite people who are fans of that franchise. I know as a Halo fan, I haven't felt happy since Reach, and I don't know why I stopped there. I said I haven't felt happy since Reach. 4 was fun with custom games and game types, but it didn't have the Halo magic. Meanwhile, The Legend of Zelda still has that charm with Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. However, I will say, even with that considered, it's not a $450 console. From my perspective, I think they should have lost money like Xbox and Sony to a certain degree. So I went and said, I think it's a $350 to $400 console whose game should still be $60 for base titles and $70 for new exclusive titles at best, or with an upgrade pack. Just my 2 cents though. So for example, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom being Switch One games, getting that boost, I think they're worth $70. Or anything new that they come with, I think should be worth $70 for the most part. So that's basically what I said. But now I want to clarify it a little bit with you guys. From my perspective, Nintendo always has charged more than they should for some of their accessories. And their games being $80 is ridiculous. Like, I played Mario Kart. I have it. I got it bundled with my console, and I don't think it's good. Like, I don't think it's better than Mario Kart 8. So while it's fun and it's one of those things where I only ever really play Mario Kart if I have friends or family over, or otherwise I don't really think I ever go, oh yeah, I'm going to play Mario Kart today and that's all I'm going to do. I know there's people that do that, and that's fine. But for me, I enjoy like Forza, for example. I could play Forza for hours on end, and I don't even play it for the story or anything. I play it just so I could listen to cars that I actually wish I could own one day and obsess over the sound and everything like that. So to each their own. I do like the Switch 2. I think you guys already know that at this point. In fact, I made a whole video basically why I thought it kind of deserved a second chance to a degree. But at the same time, it's not like everyone's just going to be able to dish out $450. I think that 3.5 million also has to do a little bit with scalpers and things like that. So people that bought like a bunch more than they should have, that probably thought they were going to make bank on them, like they did with Pokemon cards. But it is what it is. That's basically it. That's the video. Give me your thoughts and opinions down below. Do you think that anything that I'm saying makes any sense, or do you think that I honestly am giving the dumbest take in the world? I want to know. And if I'm being honest, this is perfectly reasonable in my opinion. But who knows? Have a great one.